It's the 10th of November, and my next upload today is with a query to the general public with regard to developments in this country since 2018 that have entailed the clearance of tax fraud incidents, narcotic abuse that cause very dangerous, grievous harm to young people's lives, and the issue of the faith practices that have been unethical in this country, particularly in Tralee, County Kerry. Now, we all know that the TDs in Dáil Éireann are representatives, and the representatives of Dáil Éireann are to respect and safeguard and uphold the best interests of society based on democratic paradigms. So I'm just very curious what the general public thinks this morning with regard to my humanitarian endeavours of 2018 being disrespected by individuals, practitioners and politicians, basically, that have been making bad decisions and bad negotiations with individuals that have intruded upon my work. The events of 2018 irrevocably changed the face of this country. There were new foundations laid for Ireland in 2018 as a consequence of my work. Now, I'm really curious how professional women feel about a child and mother being violated inhumanely to accommodate social climbers, incompetent individuals climbing a ladder where they have not got the remit or qualifications to do so. These individuals have been of imposter syndrome, and they have imposed upon me and my purpose while claiming to be of harmonisation with a greater scheme of plan that originates with my sacred purpose. So I'm really curious how the government is avoiding and evading its obligations to my royal title and disrespecting my humanitarian endeavours while I'm experiencing denigration, debasement and defamation. Now, the slander of my name is quite dangerous, so I'm really curious what the TDs of Dáil Éireann are representing these days. I'm very curious why they haven't addressed throughout the past 5-6 years the very serious issues that have been caused, and I'm wondering how they're accommodating land grabbing and fraud, repeat incidents of fraud. So as I've said in all my posts, they have been made aware of this since 2016, 2017, and there has been an innocent child harmed and a professional qualified property owner, namely Maria McElligott of Royal Blood, being disrespected without consideration for consequence. Now, these individuals have also, as I've mentioned, damaged very sacred light. I'm a sacred royal, and it's no laughing matter when children are involved and when an innocent child of mine has been exploited in unlawful care. So there are human rights abuses and there are artificial intelligence developments that are illegal and immoral and unethical, and there's very serious damages being done to royal patronage. So I'm really curious what the United Nations feels about this matter when representatives of the country are not respecting the constitutional rights of mother and child simply to accommodate hate crime, treason and constitutional wrongdoings. So as regards the tax fraud and as regards the debt recovery as a consequence of my work in 2018, I am wondering where the reparations are for the damages, harms and losses incurred to me as a consequence of individuals joyriding on my accomplishments and my work and achievements. So the other issues with regard to recovery are that of sanity and sobriety, of which I'm an advocate for the past 16 years. And I'm wondering how the government explains itself with regard to identity theft and violations against my role, profession and purpose as an advocate, educator, humanitarian and as a private royal. I'm really curious what the professional women of the world feel about this situation in Tralee, County Kerry, when individuals are incompetent with their own capacities that they have to cause so much destruction to a qualified property owner, married mother, namely this mother, Maria McElligott. So the issue of repeat fraud is quite serious. Tax fraud was cleared from this country in 2018. as a consequence of my work. Now, incidents of repeat fraud, incidents of repeat financial theft from my fortune while I'm experiencing impoverishment isn't exactly acceptable. So I'm concerned about the mental health of these issues, or these individuals causing these issues. And I'm concerned about the future impact for the young children in particular that have a role to play with the issue of my child being sacred and being traumatised in state care unlawfully. So these are all the issues that the Honourable Government are being posed with this morning. It's been 6 years that my child has been traumatised without my best care. And as a law-abiding citizen and as a royal of this country, I'm waiting for the government to fulfil its obligations to my royal title. There are negotiations that have hampered and hindered progress. That's called bad politics. And there's property theft of my Artfort and Kilflynn farm holdings. So I would appreciate the authorities acknowledging the very serious issues that are being caused incessantly in Tralee, County Kerry by individuals of evasion and avoidance and repeat fraud. So that's my upload for now. The issue of artificial intelligence damaging sacred light, or artificial intelligent practitioners damaging sacred light and developing and exploiting without consent or legalities or any standardized practices as of 2016 is yet another issue. So the Honourable Government have received emails from me, and I'm awaiting reparations and etc. regarding all circumstances posed in these uploads. It's poor representation of the country, it's disrespecting the new foundations that were laid in 2018, and it's disrespecting legislation that has originated with myself and my family. So I'd appreciate the government exemplifying courage and bravery. I'd appreciate the President's office also acknowledging that I'm a humanitarian of humanitarian protection since the President's Award, and most recently since 2018 as an Excalibur of my royal bloodline. So this is for the attention of the government. As representatives of the democracy, I hope their courage and bravery highlights itself in this awful ordeal for my innocent baby boy that has been exploited in state care unlawfully, and this property owner whose ancestral property has been trespassed upon and whose good work clearing tax fraud and other malevolent factors from Irish society is acknowledged in due course, promptly as possible, with regard to all the slander and offences I'm experiencing: financial theft, fraud, exploitation, bodily integrity damages, slander of character, and trespassers and intruders, and my child unlawfully from my care. So those are the factors this morning that I'm raising for the attention of the public with regard to our Honourable Government and its role as a representative of democracy, and how it plays in Tralee, County Kerry when individuals are of hate crime, treason and constitutional wrongdoings.